Hey everyone. So in this video, I just want to talk about my last night stream over on my main channel, George Second Reality. There'll be a link to it in the description. Got tongue tied there for a second. Sorry about that. But if you didn't catch my last night stream, I played the game that you see next to me, Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. I played it for the 360. And I know some people say that probably was a bad thing, but I do like playing retro games. So I play on the original system. I play on whatever system I can get them for. That's it. So I just want to give you my quick thoughts. I only got, I guess, an hour or so into the game, and that's based on my skills, which I am terrible at, by the way. So we probably shouldn't actually say it's an hour. It's probably way worse than that. But I played this on the 360 because that's the only one I could locate at the time, and I didn't want to go through a lot of it. This game's actually kind of hard to find right now. There's currently copies for the PlayStation for like over $100, and there's practically the same thing for the Xbox version. I managed to find one that was just the disc, so that to a lot of collectors that's a big deal breaker. That's why it's usually cheaper to get. So I just grabbed the disc for like $60, which I know a lot of people be like, well, that's dumb, but let's be honest. Games like this are getting harder to find, so the prices of this going to get worse at this point. And I don't think they're going to have the minis like they do for like the retro systems coming out for like the Xbox 360, Xbox, and all that. So we have to take what we can get, right? So a couple things I want to do is just talk about some things I know about it and what I experienced. So we'll start with what I experienced. So it's your basic game like the new Spider-Man game and the old Spider-Man games. Practically, it's just you're Spider-Man. You learn stuff throughout the game. You fight crime, and you collect stuff on the side to help you power up and do side missions and stuff like that. It's your basic it's your basic Spider-Man game. Okay. Now, what separates this one, and this is something that I know, but what separates this one from other Spider-Man games, that this is the only Spider-Man game that's highly like respected. The only thing that sucks about it, and that's like a deal breaker for people like me, is the story was accidentally messed up. Like the story was flat out trash, according to the release. And if you're wondering why it was one of those things that they were focusing on so much. From like what I read, they were focusing on everything. They didn't really focus on the story, so it kind of suffered. And to me, that's sad. But so far, from my experience, I'm actually having a good time. I got to meet John Cage or Johnny Cage. I forget what his name is. He's or Josh Cage. I can't remember who it was. He's Power Man. Between when he doesn't know, I don't know his real name, but it's Power Man. He's the first guy I ran into right now. Also, I also had to deal with the opening trailer for a bunch of Venom symbiotes and stuff like that. So anyone who doesn't know what this game is about, let me just explain it to you. So anyone if you haven't read the Venom comic, I forget what it was, where Venom practically just started taking over the Marvel universe. This is practically the game that expired that whole entire idea. So it's basically the same thing. You are Spider-Man and you fight Venom, but Venom starts losing bits and pieces of himself that becomes like miniature symbiotes, right? So practically this is like a mini version of him, but they're not Carnage, right? And they start infecting like everyone around the like around the city, and you come across like other heroes. Like I know, as you can see, there's Wolverine in the cover, and Wolverine he's gonna get affected by a Venom symbiote. Black Cat gets infected by a Venom symbiote, and any other heroes I can that I know of that may be in here or are in here, they will all be infected. And you're just Spider-Man. You're just trying to stop the outbreak of the Venom symbiotes. Now, so far from my understanding, the controls I gotta get used to, so I can't really give those a proper score at the moment. But for anyone, if I had to guess, since I'm off by a few seconds so far on the like on controls, I still think this has solid controls. I like that. Good implemented of characters, good story so far. Like I said, I know the story's bad. That's what a lot of people said about it. This is my first time experiencing this game, but so far I'm liking it. Um, One thing that I do wish though is that, from my understanding, there's only two suits you get in the whole game for Spider-Man: Spidey and the black symbiote suit. I wish there was some more. I might not be able to get those, but hey, it's still fun to play a game like this, especially one that had one of the few games that everything was good besides the story. It's rare to find that in the gaming market. Usually, story's good, everything else sucks, or graphics are good, everything else sucks. But so far, like visual detail, I do like it. I do think the game had good detail, even for a 360 game. I also like I said, controls. I like how you had to fight stuff. I love how like the random street games you fight, they usually recommend, they usually tell you like, oh, this is the red suit, this is the black suit, or it could be both. I like that so far. So overall, as it currently stands, I think the game's good. I could probably use a bit more practice, and I'm going to try and play this later on. Maybe not this week, but later. But I hope you all enjoyed tonight, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.